Alright, so Genesis 11, the Tower of Babel. The people had one language, which makes sense because they were all direct descendants of Noah. Let's see, they decide to build a really tall tower to make a name for themselves before they scatter all over the world. Although, I guess they didn't exactly scatter all over the world because they built a city and the tower was meant to be in the center of it. But they said, lest we scatter all over the world, so I don't know if it was to prevent themselves from getting scattered or what, but oh well, they wanted to build a tower to make a name for themselves in the middle of a city. Where are we? Okay. Yahweh comes down and sees it and realizes that humans can do anything they set their minds to. I find this very interesting because Christians are very down on humanism, but here we have Yahweh as the very first humanist. Then, just to be vindictive and a jerk, the story doesn't make it seem like he's mad or he's punishing anybody, Yahweh scatters them and changes their language so they can't understand each other. Wow. Yahweh is really set on making sure that his planet isn't a paradise. Then we have more genealogies, and something strikes me as odd here. Didn't Yahweh say earlier that nobody would live to be more than 120? I said something about that in my last video too. Here we have people living way longer than that. I guess Yahweh didn't mean everything he says, doesn't mean everything he says. They end this genealogy report with Abram, so I think more interesting parts will come soon, which they do. The Abraham story is very big. There's a lot to it. I'll probably do several videos on it. I had another thought on all of these genealogy chapters, or, parts. My theory on them is that they had all these books these stories that didn't have anything to do with each other. Like there's the creation story with Adam and Eve and Cain and Abel, and then they do a genealogy to lead to Noah. Then they do the story of Noah, and then they do a genealogy to lead to Abraham, or Abram at the time. Now I think that these genealogies were just ways to string these stories together so that they could say that these characters have something to do with each other when originally they did not. You can see some evidence of this in the fact that after the creation story, there's no more mention of snakes or the original sin or even the Garden of Eden or anything like that. And in the story of Noah, I already said Noah. Okay, so in the story of Noah, there's no reference to the creation. In the story of Abraham, there's no mention of the Great Flood. It's not until the New Testament that they even start mentioning these, that they start mentioning all of these older things that happened before. So, that's my theory, and I'm sticking to it.
Put a banana in your ear.